5 hidden dangers of traveling after 70 that every senior must know before their next trip. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. It's your old pal, sitting down with you today to share some thoughts, some stories, and maybe a little wisdom from a life well lived. You know, I like to think of these videos as a cozy chat by the fireplace. Me, an old soul in my 90s, passing along what I've learned to folks just a bit younger, like you. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join our little community. We're all about living healthier, happier, and wiser as we age. Today, I want to talk about something close to my heart: travel. Oh, there's nothing like the thrill of packing a suitcase, dreaming of new places, and setting off on adventure. For those of us over 70, travel can be a beautiful way to celebrate life, to see the world with fresh eyes, and to make memories that warm our hearts for years to come. I've been blessed to wander through mountains, stroll along beaches, and sip coffee in little cafes from Maine to Tuscany. But let me tell you something, friends. Travel after 70 isn't always as simple as it was in our 30s or 40s. There are some hidden dangers, things that don't always make it into the glossy travel brochures or Instagram posts. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to scare you or tell you to stay home. Far from it. I believe life is meant to be lived, explored, and cherished at any age. But I've seen enough, and yes, stumbled enough, to know that a little preparation and awareness can make all the difference. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about the 5 hidden dangers of traveling after 70 that every senior needs to know before their next trip. These are lessons I've learned the hard way, and I'm sharing them with you, so your adventures can be safe, joyful, and unforgettable. All right, let's dive in. These 5 dangers aren't meant to dim your wanderlust. They're here to help you travel smarter, not harder. I'll share some stories, sprinkle in a bit of advice, and hopefully give you a few things to think about before you book that next flight or road trip. Danger number 1, underestimating your physical limits. The first hidden danger is one I learned the hard way: underestimating your physical limits. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not that old. I've still got plenty of pep in my step. And I love that spirit. I do. But hear me out. After 70, our bodies don't always keep up with our adventurous hearts the way they used to. I remember a trip I took to the Grand Canyon about 15 years ago. I was 75, feeling spry, and I thought, why not hike down to the bottom? I've walked miles in my day. Friends, let me tell you, that trail was no joke. The sun was blazing. My knees started aching halfway down, and by the time I got back to the top, I was so exhausted I could barely enjoy the rest of the trip. I hadn't thought about how altitude, heat, and a steep trail would affect me differently than when I was 50. Here's the thing. Travel often involves long walks through airports, standing in lines, or exploring uneven cobblestone streets in charming old towns. If you're not realistic about what your body can handle, you might end up sidelined with aches, pains, or worse. The National Institute on Aging says that after 70, muscle strength and stamina naturally decline, even if you're active. That doesn't mean you can't travel. It just means you need to plan with care. What can you do? First, talk to your doctor before a big trip, especially if it involves hiking, high altitudes, or extreme weather. Ask them what's safe for you. Second, pace yourself. Maybe instead of a 6-hour walking tour, you book a shorter one with breaks. Consider a cane or walking stick for uneven terrain. It's not about giving up. It's about staying in the game. And don't forget to stretch and stay hydrated. Little things make a big difference. So my advice? Listen to your body. It's been with you through decades of adventures, and it deserves a little respect. Plan trips that match your energy, and you'll come home with stories, not regrets. Danger number 2, ignoring health precautions abroad. The second danger is ignoring health precautions when you're traveling abroad. This one's a biggie, especially for us seniors. When you're over 70, your immune system isn't as tough as it used to be, and getting sick far from home can turn a dream trip into a nightmare. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. She was 72 when she went on a cruise to the Caribbean. She was so excited. Beaches, sunsets, the works. But she didn't check the health advisories for the ports they were visiting. She ended up catching a stomach bug from some local water. She drank during a shore excursion. Poor Margaret spent 3 days in her cabin, miserable, while everyone else was out enjoying the trip. She told me later, "I wish I just stuck to bottled water and asked about vaccines." The CDC says seniors are more vulnerable to things like foodborne illnesses, mosquito-borne diseases like dengue, or even flu outbreaks in crowded places. And if you got conditions like diabetes or heart disease, which many of us do, a small infection can become a big problem fast. What can you do? Before you go, check the CDC's travel health website for your destination. Some places require vaccines, like yellow fever or typhoid, and you might need them months in advance. Pack a small health kit. Think prescription meds, hand sanitizer, and over-the-counter stuff for upset stomachs or colds. And be cautious with food and water. Stick to cooked meals. Avoid raw street food. And always drink bottled or purified water. Oh, and don't forget travel insurance that covers medical emergencies. It's a lifesaver if you need a doctor abroad. Traveling healthy means you get to enjoy every moment, not spend it recovering. So, take those extra steps. It's worth it. Danger number 3, overlooking travel scams targeting seniors. Number 3 is a sneaky one, overlooking travel scams that target seniors. Now, I hate to say it, but there are folks out there who see gray hair and think, easy mark. And when you're traveling, excited, and maybe a little out of your element, it's easy to fall for a trick. I'll never forget a trip I took to Paris in my 80s. I was at a cafe, minding my own business, when a charming young man offered to help me with directions. Next thing I know, he's asking for a small donation for his tour guide services. I handed over 20 euros before I realized he just pointed me to a street I already knew. It wasn't a huge loss, but it left me feeling foolish. The AARP says seniors lose billions every year to scams, and travel is a prime time for those tricks. Fake taxi drivers, phishing emails about urgent flight changes, or even pickpockets in crowded markets. What can you do? Stay sharp. Book flights and hotels through trusted websites, not random emails or pop-up ads. In tourist spots, keep your wallet in a front pocket or secure bag, and don't flash cash. If someone offers help out of blue, be polite but cautious. Say you're meeting a friend or already have plans. And talk to your bank before you go. They can flag suspicious charges if your card gets skimmed. My daughter set me up with a travel app that alerts me if my credit card's used somewhere odd. It's like having a guard dog in my pocket. Scams are part of the world, but they don't have to ruin your trip. A little caution lets you focus on the good stuff, like savoring that croissant in Paris instead of worrying about your wallet. Danger number 4, neglecting mental and emotional prep. The 4th danger is neglecting the mental and emotional side of travel. Travel is exciting, but it can also be stressful, new places, new routines, and sometimes even new languages. For those of us over 70, that stress can hit harder than we expect, especially if we're dealing with things like memory changes or anxiety. I remember a solo trip I took to London a few years back. I was thrilled to see the British Museum, but I got lost on the underground. My phone died, I couldn't find my hotel's address, and I started to panic. At 80-something, it wasn't just about being lost. It felt overwhelming, like I wasn't as sharp as I used to be. I sat on a bench, took a deep breath, and eventually asked a kind stranger for help. But that moment stuck with me. The Mayo Clinic says stress can affect seniors' memory and mood more than younger folks, and travel throws a lot at you. Jet lag, unfamiliar schedules, even loneliness if you're on your own. What can you do? Prep your mind as much as your suitcase. If you're traveling solo, write down key info, your hotel address, emergency contacts, even a basic map. Share your itinerary with family or friends, so someone knows where you are. If crowds or noise stress you out, plan quieter activities, like a museum visit early in the day. And don't be afraid to bring a travel buddy. My grandson joined me on a trip to Yellowstone, and having him there turned stressful moments into laughs. Oh! And pack something comforting, a favorite book, a photo, even a playlist of songs that calm you down. Travel's a mental adventure too. Give yourself grace, plan ahead, and you'll handle whatever comes your way with a smile. Danger number 5, forgetting to plan for accessibility. The last danger is forgetting to plan for accessibility. This one's huge, friends. After 70, things like stairs, long walks, or tiny hotel bathrooms can turn a dream destination into a challenge. Not every place is built with seniors in mind, and assuming it'll work out can leave you frustrated. Take my trip to Italy a decade ago. I booked a charming bed and breakfast in Florence. Picture myself sipping espresso on a balcony. When I arrived, I found 3 flights of narrow stairs to my room. No elevator. My arthritis was acting up, and I spent the whole trip dreading those stairs. I still love Florence, but I could have enjoyed it more if I'd asked about accessibility. The ADA and groups like AARP say accessibility varies wildly, especially abroad. Cobblestone streets, historic buildings, even some cruise ships aren't always senior-friendly. And if you use a walker, wheelchair, or just need a handrail, you've got to plan ahead. What can you do? Call hotels and tour companies before you book. Ask specific questions. Is there an elevator? Are there grab bars in the bathroom? Is a tour bus wheelchair accessible? Look for destinations that prioritize accessibility. Places like San Diego or parts of Scandinavia are great for seniors. If mobility is an issue, consider a travel agent who specializes in senior trips. They know the ins and outs. And don't shy away from tools like scooters or portable stools. I got a lightweight folding stool for my last trip, and it was a game changer for museum visits. Accessibility isn't about limits. It's about freedom to enjoy every moment. Plan for it, and the world opens up. Well, friends, there you have it. 5 hidden dangers to watch out for when you're traveling after 70. I hope you're not feeling discouraged, because that's not my goal. My goal is to help you chase your dreams, see the world, and come home with a heart full of joy, not worries. Life after 70 is a gift, and travel is one of the best ways to celebrate it. With a little planning, a dash of caution, and a whole lot of enthusiasm, you can make every trip a story worth telling. You know, as I sit here, I'm thinking about all the places I still want to go. Maybe a quiet beach in Maine or a cozy village in Ireland. Wherever you're dreaming of, I hope these tips help you get there safely and happily. If you got a trip planned, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear where you're headed. And if you've got your own travel stories or tips, share them with our community. We're all in this together, learning and growing no matter our age. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so we can keep these chats going. Oh, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next Heart to Heart. Until then, take care of yourself, plan smart, and keep exploring this beautiful world. This is your old friend, signing off with love and a wish for safe travels. See you soon.